Creating great photos to promote your product or service is the basic strategy that pretty much any business will use to promote itself online. But there are other more innovative things that you can do here as well. At the same time, it can certainly be helpful to look at other companies to see how their Instagram account is being used for inspiration. Here are some examples of companies that are using Instagram well. Sharpie has a very popular account on Instagram, and it's a fantastic match between brand and medium. The great thing about Sharpies is they can be used to create images and messages, and these are what you will find when you visit their Instagram account. The other great thing about Sharpie is they manage to encourage the involvement of their users and followers who can post their own messages too. The Instagram account has shown the company to be hip and on the ball. It's demonstrated the versatility of their product, and it's led to a lot of new sales. And there's Red Bull, and Red Bull is simply fantastic at social media. On Facebook, Twitter and YouTube, they are constantly uploading videos and images of people doing flips on bikes, performing amazing athletic feats, and generally living the "gives you wings" message. On Instagram, things are no different, and you have the images and video clips of surfing, motocross, festivals, mountain ranges, and more. This is a great example of a company that doesn't sell a visual product, succeeding in a visual medium by focusing on lifestyle, the message, and the feeling of what goes down well on Instagram. Starbucks is another company that's shown itself to be very savvy with social media. The company has a presence on pretty much every social media and is doing very well on Instagram. They encourage engagement in a positive way by posting the photos their customers submit. They have a lot of humor on display too, and the ability to poke fun at themselves. This is a great way for any company to get people to warm to it. At the same time, Starbucks wins because it again sells a lifestyle. Some people are passionate about coffee, and coffee is also a big deal in a lot of foreign cultures. All things that the company has taken full advantage of. For those looking for a personal brand to emulate, Schwarzenegger is a particularly good example. On his account he shows images of red carpet openings, posters for his movies, workouts in the gym, and personal messages for his fans. There's a lot of humor on the account, but also a great insight into what his life is like. He's done a great job of staying relevant even as he's getting older, and a lot of younger celebrities can learn from him. He's also big on Twitter, Facebook, and even Snapchat. Beyond the Week is a fitness brand that sells t-shirts and other products and has a pretty smart system going. The brand simply shares images of followers who take photos of themselves working out, especially when they're wearing their t-shirts. This way, they get a lot of free promotion from other users and have very effectively engaged their user base. LA Clippers are a fantastic example of a company that does Instagram well. Of course, the LA Clippers are a basketball team, and they use their account to post awesome images of players taking shots, training, working, and more. These photos are dynamic, dramatic, and with a great choice of filters. Some of them look like they belong in a magazine. Target Style is a fashion company that shows off its clothes, outfits, and ideas in an amazing series of photos. Not only do they do this with pictures of people wearing their clothes, but also with photos of people backstage, of fashionable interior decor, of happy-looking people, and generally of things to take on holiday. It's a great place for people to get inspiration and to feel fashionable simply by following. It's also great for selling the company's products. We discussed the concept of influencer marketing earlier and saw how it could be highly beneficial for any business. How are other brands using this strategy? One good example is Birchbox, which teamed up with lifestyle blogger Emily Schumann, who runs Cupcakes and Cashmere. They got her to curate their May box of products, and she in turn posted 5 separate Instagram images promoting the partnership. Between those 5 images, she managed to generate 18,000 likes for the brand and reached over 550,000 users. Boxed Water is a brand with a very eco-friendly message. They work with influencers like Jamie King, Megan DeAngelis and Aidan Alexander, and have a campaign where they will plant 2 trees for every image with the hashtag #ReTree. This generated 2,600 photos with the tag in the space of just 1 month. This is something interesting to consider for your own brand. People love getting behind a cause, and they love getting behind a message. If you're a charity, or if you're supporting a charity, you'll find it much easier to find influencers you can work with. You don't have to be a charity to benefit though. Just make sure you have a clear mission statement and that your business stands for something more than just earning money. Even the most cynical businesses normally started with some kind of aspiration, even if it was just to provide delicious food and to make the world a tastier place. Try to remember what that mission statement was and then start shouting it from the rooftops and getting people to believe it. Send it through your imagery and use it to get more influencers on board. A lot of what we've looked at here will work particularly well for online businesses. E-commerce stores have a lot to gain from Instagram because they can highlight products that are just a few clicks away for their followers. Likewise, bloggers can use Instagram to grow their personal brand and to help their followers and fans feel connected. But it can also have a particular use for local businesses. If you have a chip shop, a hairdresser's or anything else, then you might want to alter your strategy slightly, but it can still be effective. The first thing to consider using here is the location tag. You can tag your images by location, and this allows people nearby to find them. This is a great way to improve your chances of being found for the specific target demographic that you're aiming at. After all, if you run a hair salon, there's not really much point in having your followers all around the world, unless you're planning on franchising soon. Another tip is to use local hashtags. People will often look for hashtags in their local area, and this is a great way to discover things that are going on. It works on Twitter too, so if you also share your post to Twitter, you can bring people in this way. Likewise, you should search for local hashtags regularly and then comment on and like the pictures that you find. This works particularly well for tourist attractions. Why? Because when we travel, we'll actually be more likely to use local hashtags. You don't tend to put your location tag in every single one of your photos at home, but if you're visiting another part of the country, you're more likely to use those hashtags. If you then see that your photo has been liked or commented on by Nights Out in Buckinghamshire, for example, then you might be inclined to have a look and see if it's something that might interest you. And remember, real-world networking also works very well when it comes to Instagram. If you run a local business, then chances are you'll interact with lots of customers who have Instagram accounts on a face-to-face basis, and they will probably have a large number of local followers. If you have a customer come into your store then, ask them to follow you on Twitter. Better yet, get a photo with them in it and then tag them in it. This can also be a fantastic way to promote your product. So for instance, if you run a hair salon, why not take a picture of each of your customers with their new hairdo and tag them in it? Ask their permission first, of course, but you'll likely find that most people are more than willing to be featured. This way, all their friends in the local area will see what a good job you've done and will be more likely to get in touch if they want their hair cut. It also works for restaurants. Why not take photos of your guests and ask if you can tag them, or tell them to see their pictures on your Instagram account. This gives them a reason to seek you out and start following you. You can do the same in clubs and bars too, for organized events and much, much more. Note here that people are far more likely to agree to be tagged, to add them onto Instagram and to generally take part if you take the effort to get to know them and be friendly when they come into your store. If you go into a shop, buy a product and then leave, you'll likely ignore any offer to follow them on Instagram. But if that store owner takes an interest in you, if they go the extra mile to help you find the perfect product and they introduce themselves by name, then those people will often feel far more inclined to follow you or to take part in your promotions. If nothing else, they'll do so simply out of politeness. This is a key fact to realize in all of your marketing online. It should be a real extension of who you are and what you want to portray.